Last week, I introduced bipartisan legislation with Senator Orrin Hatch to help ensure patients and their loved ones understand the risk of prescription opioids. I've heard too many stories about substance use disorders that began from an opioid prescribed to an individual injured on the job who needed to feel well enough to return to work the next day or to help heal a sports injury. That is the story of Cory Palazzi from Taunton, Massachusetts. In high school, Cory was a varsity baseball and football athlete, a member of the National Honor Society. He had a love for the game of baseball, but the baseball diamond for him was the happiest place on earth. In his junior year, Cory suffered a shoulder injury that required surgery. After surgery, Cory was prescribed opioid painkillers and became addicted to his medication. His painkiller addiction eventually became heroin addiction. And in 2013, Cory suffered a heroin overdose, which has left him permanently disabled. But Cory and his family, Laurie and Dave, have turned this tragedy into triumph. Today, they share their story at schools and other organizations to warn the public about the dangers of drugs and offer a message of hope for those who are faced with addiction. We thank them for their courage, for their strength, and for their commitment to ending this crisis. The Palazzi family knows firsthand that prescription opioids are dangerous, but because of the confusing names and ingredients, many families may not know that they have just left the pharmacy with a bottle full of danger. The path from one bottle of pills for patients who have had their wisdom teeth removed or suffered a sports injury to addiction needs as many roadblocks put in place as is humanly possible. The legislation that Senator Hatch and I have introduced, the Lessening Addiction by Enhancing Labeling, or Label Opioids Act, would require that all prescription opioid bottles dispensed to a patient contain a clear, concise warning that opioids may cause dependence, addiction, or overdose.